What's up, viewers, subscribers, and agents alike? This your boy Enlight Luciferian Prince coming at y'all once again. Here it is, people. Here's the spill. We're going to get down to it. All day long, and I really had to take a nap because it mentally fatigued the shit out of me. Just reading all of the stuff that's on these posts, that's on these vlogs, that's on these news channels about these situations that have occurred in the United States. And I try to tell people, man, this is a psychological operation. Whether you acknowledge it or not, it's a psychological psyop. People don't realize this because they don't really know real history. And because they don't know real history and they don't know real documentation to support the thesis that this is indeed a sociological conditioning for people of color to be further wedged into the socialistic, so-called democratic, so-called Republican form of government. It's done with the specific intent and purpose. See, people don't understand America is a business, it's a corporation. It's profit over people, period. And that's the way it's always been. It's been established that way since the time that these Eurocentric ideologies came over here and fomented their concept of what they wanted this country to be. Now, when I read some of these posts about businesses owned by people of color, let me tell you something, people. You are a business. You are, in a personage, you're a business. You think it's a building. Do you understand that if you're walking around with a socialist security card, that you are a part of your own problem? Do you understand that if you register to vote, as I said before in one of my videos previously, if you register to vote, you are a part of the problem because you're considered property? Every time election year comes around, you people better realize they're going to whack some more people of color. They've been doing it since the time of Martin Luther King Jr. That's right. I said it correctly. Martin Luther King Jr., the black boule himself, the individual who played both sides of the fence and realized that you were touting for an organization that wasn't even started by Melenated people. Before I proceed and get some people very sensitive about what I'm getting ready to say, and pardon that notification, people. I'm not going to redo this video. I don't do it for the fancies like subscribe. My niece's birthday was yesterday, so it's probably going to keep rolling the whole video. NAACP founders, they say it's Ida B. Wells, Mary White Ovington, William English Walling, Archibald Grimke, who was a black Germanic, a Nubian Germanic individual, Lillian Wald, Henry Moskowitz, Oswald Garrison Villard. So you mean to tell me that the only person that was melanated in regards to the concept was a sister named Ida B. Wells, who was ran from behind the scenes by unmelanated influences? All right, you people have really got to wake up. Martin Luther King Jr. wanted you to do exactly what you are doing today in regards to these protests. Protests don't work, people. Protests work silently. Why don't you put the protest on paper? And you can save your energy and keep yourself from getting calluses going out there in them streets and get yourself into a situation you really can't afford to. You know what I'm saying? See, when you realize the history to this concept, then you'll really start to awaken to the fact that you really have no other route but the route that I propose on my channel for good cause. Until you actually establish yourself legally as something that is not considered black according to the legal definition, which means you have no standing, and you start to file viable documents with certain agencies and you start to tap their pockets and you make sure that you make them accountable financially and you legally educate yourself, then guess what? All that other stuff, man, is going to keep happening. And your kids, your children, you people with kids, they're going to inherit the generational ignorance that you have given and you have been passing down, because simple fact of the matter is that you need to realize that it's a lot more work to be done than getting on Facebook and social media. Some of y'all really need to really wake up. And you need to tell your cousins, your brothers, and your associates, shut the fuck up and get down with this movement. Straight. Because it doesn't make sense to sit here and really believe that melanated people who have been used from the very beginning are going to somehow come out of the slumber that has been induced since the earliest centuries. This organization was started in February 12th, 1909. 1909. So between 1909 and 2009, let's see, it's a century, right? According to the Gregorian calendar, we're going to say it's a century, right? Gregorian, and we got to understand something, people. These people that keep coming on these TV channels, these news channels, they boule too. Because they look like you. Trust me, they boule. They're considered the black boule, or what they call the black aristocracy. They don't have the leanings that you desire in regards to your personal opinion. These people are actors. If you look up the definition of what boule is, you will see that it is an organization that is used as a buffer between the elitist, so-called white agenda and the lower class elements of melanated people. They are the buffers. They're the people who get on these channels and you send money to them and you subscribe to their channel and they go live right next door to these old individuals who don't look like you. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. And I don't care if, this video circulates the internet and people get offended. It doesn't matter. Just like the individual, what's his name? Roland Martin. He gets on his channel. He's boule. He proudly displays his college fraternity on his sweatshirt all the time. He letting you know before your very eyes that, what are you? You're a black Greek? You can't be serious. But yes, people, they are. Martin Luther King Jr. was a part of a Greek fraternity. That's a straight up fact. I think it was Phi Beta Kappa, something like that. And that was started in 1912 by Milton. I forget the name. Let me see right quick. Let me see the founder of the Black Boule. Before I proceed, don't want to get it messed up. And yes, people, I do my research in my videos now because the war machine is up. So you people can understand. Let me see. Let's see. His name was Henry McKee Minton. Okay? His name was Henry McKee Minton. And the Black Boule is a secret society that is started amongst the Afrocentric community to lead you into the destruction of the characteristics that you have no socio-economic political idea in regards to how this works, as you are yourself an individual of melanated descent. You are an individual who is totally ignorant, to the Greek society, the ancient Greek society, which means Sigma Phi Phi and pronounced Boule, was formed to bring together a select group of educated black men and women. Fashioned at the Yale Skull and Bones, the Boule historically takes pride in having provided leadership and service to black Americans during the Great Depression, World War I, II, and the Civil Rights Movement. I told you. What could the Boule offer America's blacks in the early 20th century? Joining the exclusive secret society offered advancement and perks to select black in return for loyalty to its objectives. The upper tenth of blacks started to live the good life as Boule members, while the majority of ordinary blacks were disenfranchised. But what were the Boule's objectives? The Boule recruited top blacks in American society into its ranks. Today, 5,000 archons, which are considered male Boule members, and their wives are crusades, which is Greek, for powers, with 112 chapters, make up the wealthiest group of black men and women on the planet. Archon, if you really understand from the Hebrew concordance, also means demon, the kind that likes to keep things hidden. But who do the Boule really serve? They served the most white global elite. As long as the black member conformed to the rules, the riches would be in abundance. If not, down comes the hatchet. Black male, like that's that word now, black male is always going to be a part of the deal. The Masonic secret society has a pyramid-like style like all the rest. The lowest ranks are kept from knowing what the upper ranks are doing. The earliest 20th century was a period of Reconstruction. Now, people, you better understand that Martin Luther King Jr. was Sigma Phi Phi fraternity Delta Boule. Straight. Organized June 17th, 1910 in Memphis, Tennessee. Funny how that's the same place where the individual was killed I was just talking about. And you have to understand that they named every street after him. They named him after him, Boulevard. You better understand the acronym. The Boule was created to keep the black professional away from the house Negro. The remaking of the house Negro was necessary to institute a group of blacks who had vested interest in protecting the elite white system. One thing that needs to be pointed out at the time period, you know, W.E.B. Du Bois emphasized, as Michael Coakley stated, the importance to steal the black professional away from any Afrocentric organization that articulated and captured the black professional would give no safe haven in the black community. So the Boule, the remaking of the house Negro, was necessary to build a group of Negroes who had an investment in protecting the white system, as produced by whites having stolen this land. This post-Reconstruction, taking away the articulate Negro, now desiring to replace them with organized institutions to keep them away from self-improvement. So we find the same period as founding the Black Boule, the founding of the full black male Alpha Phi Alpha, Kappa Alpha Psi, Omega Psi Phi, and Phi Beta Sigma, and 4 black female Alpha Kappa Alpha, Delta Sigma Theta, Zeta Phi Beta, and Sigma Gamma Rho, college-based fraternities and sororities. We also find the founding of the NAACP and the Urban League. Man, I don't even need to go no further. I don't. See, this is what you ain't learned on these channels. All these motherfuckers that come on these channels with these fake-ass pro-black statements, speaking this Grecian language, most of them motherfuckers was in these fraternities and colleges and sororities too. Straight up. Straight. I tell them to their face. Straight. I know for a fact you are. You graduated from any motherfucking college in any region. You better understand the Rockefeller, the Rothschilds, and Henry Ford funded your motherfucking education, taught you how to think. Taught you that the only way you're going to ever be successful in this country is underneath my motherfucking thumb. You know what I'm saying? You know? See, I tell you about the Kuji Jakalia, the self-determination. I talk about that. That's what I talk about on my channel. I don't talk about all that shit. I talk about various miscellaneous writings, the American nightmare and the redemption process, the documentations, the taxes, to get yourself out of it legally, how to properly appear to the courts, and the rejection of contracts, and pulling yourself out that goddamn voter registration. That's what I talk about. Straight. See, I just pulled the lid off. See, I don't get caught up in that politics on TV with these Negroes that they pick and choose to come speak for the culture. You don't speak for the fucking culture. Stop playing with it. You don't. See, I would never be on CNN. I don't. I would never do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm too raw and I'm too uncut. You know? Shit. I'm like I tell people, I'm too Nubian for BET. Straight. I want to go deeper. Screw that. I'm going to keep it go further. These 2 house Negroes made a bet that whites would come on the top and give them a certain percentage of these greedy Negroes, named Boule members, the wealth that they stole from ancient camp. What is deep is that they didn't believe in African self-reliance and preferred to have whites give them table scraps instead of us making the whole pie. Understand, Boule represents the weakest element of African people, as Steve Coakley puts it. It took a type of nigger from an organization like this. I mean, we got our asses kicked during Reconstruction. Africa was divided before our very eyes through the Berlin Conference. Damn, this was 50 years before Rosa Parks, who was another fraud, because the first woman to actually refuse to give up her seat was named Claudette Colvin. There wasn't no damn Rosa Parks. She took that opportunity because she was a part of the organization too. Come on, man. What woman you know gets filmed, and from the time she refuses to give up her seat to the time she get fingerprinted in jail. Come on, man, it had to have been a setup. You people better look at the facts and the history and stop getting caught up in these politics. The question is, what were these black devils like this? The answer may lie in the fact that the Boule is a Greek organization. It was about selling our brothers and sisters for power and money. The majority of black lawyers, doctors, engineers, and accountants were members of the secret club. The Boule is another arm of the nefarious secret societies that recruit and indoctrinate and call for the dark forces. Therein are perks galore, power, and notoriety, all lying in wait for the easily compromised soul. In the Greek system, the Boule was the lower house of parliament, charged with organizing the affairs of the city for the king. Let that sink in. And I just told you that before I even read this article. This is an ancient story. The New World Order is the Old World Order. The elite blacks of the Boule are culling and controlling their own for a slice of the elite white man's pie. The takeaway, folks, is that the black society is modeled on white. Most political, business, and cultural leaders are chosen on the basis of the membership in the satanic secret society. We all have been betrayed in the most egregious fashion, especially if you're melanated. The numbers of secret society members, these satanic false idols touching all aspects of daily lives of black folks, including children, is absolutely mind-blowing. Staggering and continues to grow. It is estimated that 70 to 75% of all black male lawyers are members of the secret society Sigma Phi Phi. Virtually every black mayor, congressman, banker, or billionaire American is the secret society, the Boule. Better understand. Steve Coakley is the ultimate source of information on the Boule. His persistent theme is that Jewish financial elite had put a phony black leadership class in position of the influence and wealth. Their role is to protect the sponsors and perpetuate their hegemony. Genuine leaders like MLK and Malcolm X who forget their place are eliminated. And I told y'all that. Brother Malcolm was true. MLK, I call him Martin Luther King Jr. for a reason. And I started that, and I started off on that foot so you can understand that that's not coming from my personal standpoint. It's coming from research. Ironically, when it reveals that the facts is this appears to have had taken place, the conspiracy theorists and futurologist Steve Coakley had this to say: anywhere there are prominent professional blacks, chances are they are in the Boule. Martin Luther King Jr. and Jesse Jackson reporting to have been Boule members. Among many other high-profile, successful and money blacks such as Barack Obama, Bill Cosby, Al Sharpton, and Thurgood Marshall. The members of the Boule pose as freedom fighters or civil rights activists on the surface. In truth, the elite members are operating for personal gain. The Boule works in concert with their masters in maintaining the grip of the Illuminati supremacy on the people. The Boule is another arm of the nefarious secret society that recruit, indoctrinate, and call for the dark forces. Therein are perks galore, power, and notoriety, all lying in wait, again, for the easily compromised soul. In the Greek system, the Boule was in the lower house of parliament, changed within the organizing affairs of the city for the king. Let that sink in. This is the ancient story. Like all other secret societies, the Boule encourages homosexual trysts as initiation practices. This must be done in order to join the ranks. Bobby Hemmett says any kind of top-notch Negroes gets together and they each other. These perversions are then cataloged and stored on the record. If indeed and needed, these abuses may be used as bargaining tools in the ultimate gain. The ultimate gain is what? Manipulation. The enemy may appear to have a white face, but it goes on much deeper than that. Straight. And I wish to leave it there. I could go on and on and on and on and on with this, people. These people that they keep calling up. What do you think about, this situation going on in Minnesota? Doesn't matter what they propose. Come on, man. Y'all dealing with the only people I know for a fact is that we war not against flesh and blood. I know that. I know that this is a spiritual concept. And I know that anytime that somebody can have money proposed to them, and anytime somebody can have riches proposed to them, and anytime somebody can have wealth proposed to them, trust me, I don't give a damn what color they are. If they're hurting, they're going to go with it. Because the conditions have been prescribed for a particular purpose. They have been prescribed for a particular reason and season. They have been prescribed because the simple fact of the matter is that the white elitist minority has to control the black fundraising majority, the Nubian base. I told you people, you better get ready. It's going to be a Nubian world order or a new world order. What do you want? You know what I'm saying? And agents, it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. See, I know my channel creator protected because guess what? When people post comments on spam, I don't even have to remove them. They get removed automatically. Straight. I move with the invisible hand. Fuck an unseen hand. Invisible. I don't even touch the comments. Emails don't come through unless they come through from a Bible source, because guess what? That's how my creator works with me. Straight. You know what I'm saying? Straight. You know? And I ain't worried about no backlash. Straight up. Not worried about it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the truth. This is a fucking truth. You know what I mean? These people that they keep putting in your face. They keep putting them in your face. And they keep telling you that they're for you. They're not. You know, the puppet master, the Caucasian puppet master just sits back. He cuts a check. Al Sharpton, they put that motherfucker on the plane. They fly him out somewhere. He say a couple words. He get back on the plane and go talk to his elitist motherfucking Caucasian masters. And he does it all the time. The moment that man he's gone. He's gone. He's gone. Straight. He ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Let this video circulate the internet. I wanted to reach the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You know? I have no organization with none of those individual entities. I ain't got nothing to deal with none of those people. You know? I come from a long line of builders. Not those Grecian builders, of real builders. You know? From ancient Mesopotamia. From my forebear, the greatest builder. You know? The greatest one. Nimrod. Straight. That's where I come from. See, I don't worry about these people and they organizations and they suits and ties and Rolexes and their cars. Fuck all that materialism. You know, I come with raw intellect and energy, and I'm not funded by any fucking body. You know, straight. I get no subsidiaries. I have no sponsors. You know, I don't have none of that stuff. Hell, YouTube don't even really want to even fucking pay me because they know for a fact it's raw and uncut. Every time I put a curse in the video, it's simple. It's not going to get monetized. That's why I do it. It's not for kids. You know? This is a real time for a rude awakening. For people of melanated complexion to get yourself out this fucking system. One of the last quotes that Martin Luther King Jr. said before he passed away was what? I believe that I have integrated my people into a burning house. A few weeks after releasing that statement, he was whacked in Memphis, Tennessee, the same place where this organization was founded. It's no accident. It's no accident. You know what I'm saying? It's no accident. It's no accident. It's no accident. You know? So y'all go ahead and sit there and, you know, watch the news and watch all of these false flag events take place because that's what it is. That's what it is. Raw and uncut. And if you people who actually want to redeem yourself from the commercial system, the serious-minded people, the ones who probably just got off of work, the ones who probably, I give you the remedy for a discount. Simple. Get to you simple for a discount. I ain't gonna bust your head. Straight. Because like I said before, I'm in it for the truth. I work for this. I work for this. You know, workman's worthy of his wages. I work for this, but I do this on my own. You know, I get up in the morning every day with this on my mind. I had this on my mind for years. For years. Had this on my mind for years. You know what I'm saying? Straight. But it's the genuine energy that keeps it collective and makes it roll. And that's what helps it prosper. Prosper slowly, howsoever. It is what it is. But guess what? I ain't in no rush. Because guess what? The race is not to the swift. You know? And I'm damn sure not going to align and contract with no other entity. You know? Not going to do that. You know? Straight. That means if I did do that, I would probably have to wear makeup for the rest of my life. And I'm not going to walk around like Michael Jackson. What the fuck did you talk about? Straight people. You know, I want to shed the light on these subjects because I want y'all to really come to the conscientiousness that you better redeem yourself from this commercial beast. You better. So you feed the beast, you know? See what I mean? See, if you pull yourself out from underneath underneath the beast's system, then guess what you just did? You ain't got to worry about no goddamn protest. Your protest already been aligned. You know? Y'all go to these different channels, talk about authenticating your birth certificate and all that. Let me tell you something about that. First and foremost, you can't authenticate something that don't belong to you. Authenticated by legal definition means that it's a validated copy. It's a copy. A copy is not the original. It's just validating that it came from the source in which it was printed from. The fuck does that help you in a situation where you have to really, fuck you validating a bond that was created on you before you was even born? Yes, it was. They banked on you. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that people don't get. They don't get that. They don't. It's not that they don't get it. It's that they don't want to. You know, because it takes too much credibility away from their so-called sham ideology. You know, authenticated receipt. You have a international, federal, city, local, state, and hospital birth certificate. Which one are you authenticating? The city. Because that's where you went to go get the original authenticated copy from. That means you got 5 more that you can't fuck with. And you don't even know where they at. Come on, people. You're going to get some real education up in here. You know what I'm saying? Can I teach? Can I teach? Can I teach up in here? You know what I'm saying? Don't stop me. Don't stop me now. You feel me? You know? It's the truth. Irrespective of what people believe, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. You know? All these other channels, yeah. I'm sweeping the rug from under their feet. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm back now. I ain't going to do it to y'all because y'all knew y'all was expecting it. It's the truth. Raw, uncut, and real. Unadulterated. You know what I'm saying? I don't run around no groups. I don't do none of that stuff. That stuff is foolish. You know what I mean? It's foolish. Agent provocateurs join those groups and those organizations. They do. But it's very hard to track an individual, especially if you do the right thing. Be different if I was out here causing chaos and ruckus and shit. I'd sit here reading steady all day and kick this to y'all and eat good food and enjoy time around my family. That's what I do. I don't be with all that crazy other shit. You know what I'm saying? Getting on social media and trying to tic-tac away about the world's problems. You better get proactive. Fuck that. Get on your fucking computer. If you got a printer, get on it. If you don't, you better take your ass to the office store and have your documents ready for when shit starts opening back up so you can be ahead of the fucking game. And stop playing around with this concept. You know? Straight. It's been people I've actually consulted with in the past few weeks. I'm talking about literally gave them the keys to life. It's like, they don't understand. Having eyes that they see and ears that they hear not. And that's a fact. You know? I tell people I'm not here to be no messianic figure. I save my damn self first. You know? Go down the video timeline. You'll see I save my damn self. From that. You know? With proof and hardcore evidence. With evidence. Nothing I'm saying is can be denied. Unless, of course, you're just a cognitively dissonant motherfucker. You don't really want to acknowledge the concept of what I'm saying. Truth is in the pudding, man. Come on, man. Fuck you talking about? I did this shit. I do this. I've been doing it for years. And all these other parasitical, so-called melanated motherfuckers that come on these channels, man, them agent provocateurs. They go around taking content off of channels and monetizing it for their own personal gain, man. You just like these motherfuckers. You want to suck some Greek dick too. Facts. That's what you want to do. Anytime you do that, you are insensitive to the realization of what people have going on in their personal life, you ain't shit. And you look at life with a cold objectivity. And I can tell you, there's a very dark void in the universe waiting for you. Straight. Because the universe will teach you, like, it's some good parts in this universe. This ain't just, planet Earth ain't just it. Some bomb-ass places in this universe. Straight. And when I leave this body, that's where I'm going. You know, parties over there. You know what I'm saying? But you motherfuckers that go along with this beast system, you're feeding into the negative energy that's going to suck your ass away with this shit. Straight up. But only the true will rise. And only the ones who live for the truth will actually know how indeed life is precious to the enlightenment and the embetterment and the enjoyment of humanity. Those who deserve it. But if you look at life with objectivity, just materialistic goods, you're a piece of shit. Straight up. Straight. You really are. And you're aligning yourself with those forces. And once you do, you sell your soul. People. Melanated, Melanites. People who really are aware. Like I said before, time is of the essence. You know, please contact me. If you know indeed you actually need assistance in regards to processes, let me know. Please do. You know, the real ones. Don't hit me with no spam address, because like I said, my creator, I don't touch this stuff. Straight. I think I'll be bullshitting. When it comes down to these concepts, this technology, if you ain't real, the energy ain't flowing. I don't even touch the comment section. Unless, of course, I know it from a genuine source. Straight. All them spams, they get blocked instantly. I don't even touch it. You know? Because I'm aligned. I have a conscious contact with my creator. Straight. I'm aware at all times. And I stay woke. Peace. I love y'all. And agents, especially you motherfuckers that pretend that y'all for the cause, that look like me, and you're not. Those motherfuckers, y'all need to start getting that. You know, now y'all start watching these other channels, guess what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna start looking at things a lot differently now. Your mind has just been shifted, perceived, and really recreated in the imagery of the facts. You're gonna start looking at these people different. You're gonna start looking at things different. I can guarantee you that. And that's the only thing that they don't want you to do. But it is what it is. I love y'all. Peace. Stick tuned.